Thank you for tuning in to Finding Kim Amero. My name is Jamie Splood, and whether you're listening to this on the podcast or watching this on the documentary, I appreciate you joining me on this journey. This episode's going to be short and quick, but it is going to be jam-packed, full of great news. It's been a very long time since we've done an episode. When we started this, we only wanted to report facts. We didn't want to report ideals or theories because it seemed to be that's what was out there already. That stuff you could already get off the internet. It was very deflating because it came down to us hitting a brick wall. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know where to turn to. We had an incredible woman from Upham who was fresh to the case and sending us, all kinds of interesting information, and we would go down these rabbit holes and follow all these leads. And you as a community was sending us so much information that we were working so hard in all of our free time trying to eliminate theories and possibilities. But at the end of the day, it didn't get us any further in the case, unfortunately. So at the brick wall, we were very deflated. I was so deflated. I really thought when we set out to do this that we were actually going to find her and bring her home for the Amero family. That's always been and is the goal. And there was a time where I thought I should just do a wrap-up episode and just say, we tried, keep the tips coming, we're going to work this to the end until we find her. But for now, we're going to take a hiatus from episodes because we literally have nothing to say that propels this case forward. And then this miraculous thing happened. I received an email from a gentleman named Craig. And Craig is a filmmaker, and he's a producer. And he found our story on the internet. He found our website, findingkimamero.com, and was really intrigued by the story and wanted to take it further. And he wanted to bring it to a production house that you and I both know and we probably all have subscriptions to. And I thought it was a joke at first. And I thought it was just a mean, cruel joke. But I responded to the email because you never know. And this is kind of what we've been praying for, is just someone to swoop in and go, hey, I know way more than you guys do about this stuff. Let me do it. Let me try. Let me take over. And, we're all armchair detectives over here in St. John. And, none of us really know how to investigate a missing persons case, and we're all trying so hard, but I think all of our efforts can only take us so far. And we emailed with Craig back and forth, or I emailed with Craig back and forth many times, and it was real. He is a real filmmaker. He's a real producer. He's produced documentaries before, and he's interested in bringing Kim's story national attention from this major production house that we all know. And what a gift. What a gift that some guy perusing the internet would find us. And I think he told me that his search query was like true crime New Brunswick, I think, or true crime Atlantic Canada. And he found us, and he found our little podcast documentary. And he's really intrigued by the story, and he's just as passionate about finding Kim as I am. And I had the glorious honor of meeting him this week. He flew in from LA this week, and I sat with him on Friday for an interview, and he filmed the Amero family this week. And he's really doing this. He's really going to get the resources that we've been begging for. He's going to get the people we've been begging for and the permissions we need. And he is going to take this to the next level. He's going to take it to a level that an armchair detective like me can't take it. And that's incredible news. And that's incredible, so incredible for the Amero family. This guy, Craig, is just an absolute gift. You pray for a miracle long enough, one will happen. And I believe that he is that miracle because he's going to try to get the resources that I've been frustrated about. I told him my frustrations and said, I'm not getting anywhere down this alley, and I'm not getting anywhere banging on his door. And I was trying to get drone ground penetrating radar. And every time I spoke to the people that have it, it went from free to a price to a higher price. We set up a TeePublic page, teepublic.com, to try and raise some funds to get some more resources. And unfortunately, TeePublic doesn't pay too much per t-shirt or handbag or coffee mug. I myself got a couple of handbags and a t-shirt, one that I'm wearing right now. And we made these conversation starters so that if you wore them or carried them around, people were going to ask you about it. And then you were going to tell Kim's story. And so many of you have done that so far. Thank you so, so, so much. I've offered to help pay for anything I can with these resources. You know, we were thinking of suing Randy for the knowledge in his head. We were thinking, you know, could we do a lawsuit? Because I'm thinking, okay, if my daughter's missing, and let's say that I know my next door neighbor knows where she is, could I not sue for him to be forced to give me that information and give it to me accurately? So that was a venue that we were going down. We were going to use some resources for that. This ground penetrating radar, we were going to use some resources for that. But now this gift has landed in our laps, and he's going to take this to the next level, and he's going to bring Kim national attention. And mark my words, he's going to back whoever has done this into a corner, and people are going to panic and they're going to start talking. And I really feel in my heart again that we are going to find Kim. So I want to give you guys an email. You can always contact me through the website. You can always contact me through jaymee@live.ca. I'm here for you. And of course, I have kept everything you've told me confidential. Any message that I've received where people have asked me to keep it confidential, I have not forwarded to Craig. I may have snapshotted parts of the message that were leads, but I have absolutely not given your names or the bodies of your message that could identify you to Craig. However, I would love to do that, because Craig is on the same page as me, and he holds your confidentiality as high as I do. He just needs your information to help propel this forward. So if you have sent me a message in the past and you have asked me to keep it confidential, if you could take a moment and send me a message letting me know your thoughts, if I can pass this information along to Craig or not, that would be amazing. I'm going to try and get in touch with some people as well to see if I can pass their info along, but he needs all of our information, and he needs all of our help. He's not from here. He's from LA. And, you know, we have a beautiful source in Upham who knows Upham like the back of her hand. And so Craig is going to interview her. If you're not willing to do an interview, that's okay. If you're not willing to go on camera or go on tape or even go on record, that's okay. Your message may be something that's going to turn this case on its head. And if I can't give that to Craig, then it's kind of holding him back. So I'm just asking that if you have sent me a confidential message in the past, please go ahead and send me a message regarding your thoughts on me passing these messages along to Craig, because he is going to take this and run with it. And it's like I've had new life breathed into me, because I was feeling so deflated and so upset for the Amero family. I thought, you know, I've kicked up all this dust and brought back all of these memories, and for what? I didn't find her, and I was so upset. However, now I feel like we kicked up all this dust, we brought up all these memories, and we got national attention, and that's what this case needs. And I think that, you know, because we're all willing to do anything to bring Kim home, Craig needs our energy, and Craig needs our tips, and he needs our thoughts. So if you have any thoughts, Craig has set up an email. You can send him anything, and he will get back to you. And wait until you meet this guy. He is such a lovely, beautiful human being. So that's kimamerodocumentary@gmail.com. kimamerodocumentary@gmail.com. If you want to send him a message, please do so. He's an incredible human being, and I promise that if you tell him in your message that you want it to be confidential and that you're just trying to help propel the case, he will keep it absolutely confidential. Or you can send me the message, and if you have a message that will help this case, and you trust me, and you know me, and you know that I'll keep it confidential like I have, then I can just pass the part of your message along that's going to propel this case forward. Okay, guys? So I really want to drive that home, that Craig is our friend, and he's on our side, and he's going to help bring home Kim. I've got goosebumps talking about this guy, because it's been such a journey with this gentleman, and I really didn't believe it was going to happen. And then I got a text saying that he was flying in from LA, and I was like, whoa, it's happening. It's going to happen, and this is what we need to bring home Kim, because I'm not a detective, and I've never filmed a documentary before, and none of us have, and none of us are experienced in this, and we're all trying so hard, and it wasn't for nothing. It got Craig's attention, and he's going to take it and run. And I'm so happy for the Amero family. I'm so happy. Now, the second piece of amazing news that I have to share, and I'm not going to keep you guys long, is that for some reason, Ed thought of going into the somewhere where he had got the CDs from before, and they said, okay, they're going to give them to him. So fingers crossed. We don't know for sure. We're not positive. But they have said, okay, they're going to get him a copy of the CDs. So this is amazing. So not only are we having a copy of the CDs come down the pipe, which definitely warrant another episode, because I want to play to you the portion of these CDs that tell us her location, because I want everybody under the sun to get out their maps and get out their Upham knowledge and try to figure out if maybe she's in a different location than where they dug, or maybe you have a different idea. I want to play certain clips of these tapes that maybe didn't make sense to me or don't make sense to the Ameros, and maybe you can make sense of it. But I'm pretty certain that we're going to get the tapes, and I'm pretty certain there's going to be an 8th episode of Finding Kim Amero, and I am pumped. I feel like we're just on a roll of positivity, and thank you so much to Ed for having that random thought of going into the police station and asking for those tapes. Oh, it's been so long and such a fight. And a friend of the Ameros had taken the St. John Police Department to court for the tapes. And of course, they weren't going to give them to him, but it did kick up a little bit of attention, and and it got people thinking about Kim again. So that was a bonus out of it, because I don't want people to stop thinking of Kim. And, I think part of my feeling so deflated was I'm not putting out episodes, so I'm not keeping Kim fresh in your minds. And so we came up with these conversation starters just to help organically people talking about Kim. But I feel like this has new life breathed into it, like I said, and I feel like these CDs are going to be an incredible addition to all of you putting your heads together and us putting our heads together and, trying to come up with the next step. Craig is absolutely okay with us still driving forward, because the more we drive forward, the less work it is for him on the other end. So anything we can do that doesn't require huge resources, let's do it. And so stay tuned. I'm hoping to have a tape episode soon. I'm hoping that Ed gets those soon. And I think I think we're getting somewhere again. I feel the same drive that I did the very first day I sat behind this microphone and screwed up my intro 37 times, if you can imagine. And we had to retape and retape and retape so many times. And I was just so excited and full of passion and thought, we're going to find this girl and we're going to fix this for the Ameros, because we're a community, St. John. And this town is so small, and you can't go anywhere without knowing somebody. And so because of that small knit community mentality that we have, how dare we leave one of our own behind? We have to find Kim. We can't leave this like this for the Ameros. It's not fair. And if we find Kim, then let's start on another kid that's missing, and let's start on something else that's not fair. Let's keep this community vibe and this, like, all of us working together. Let's keep it going. And we can make the underbelly of St. John beautiful again, and if we don't leave our own behind, that's an incredible feat. And I think that together, all the hard work you guys have put into this case, all the hard work I have, everybody that's helped me with microphones and sound and filming and hard drive after hard drive, I just reached out to St. Johners and asked for help, and they were more than willing to give it, which is an amazing thing. So stay tuned, and you may hear from out there if you have given me your permission to do so. To give Craig your information. And again, if you have sent me a message and it's confidential, please let me know if I can pass it along to Craig. And cross your fingers for these tapes, because these tapes and Craig are both humongous gifts to this case, and this is going to be amazing. And I feel again that we're going to find Kim. I feel like there's new life, and I can't thank all of you enough. And Craig, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Man, I know it. We're going to bring peace to the Amero family yet. So I will end this little snippet episode. It wasn't very long, maybe 14 minutes. But I have nothing else to say other than enjoy your summers and keep Kim at the forefront of your mind. Let's keep the conversation going. You never know when you're talking to someone what memory is going to be triggered. You never know. And I can tell that from the messages that I'm getting, where someone mentioned my podcast or documentary to a friend, and that friend went, "Hey, I remember," and then they send me this message, and I'm like, holy crap, this is useful, so that can happen. So let's keep talking about the case. Please keep sending me your messages, or send them to Craig at kimamerodocumentary@gmail.com. And hopefully the next time that I see you, St. John, it will be tapes in hand, or there will be a produced feature-length documentary or a docuseries going on national television about Kim. So stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for taking this journey with me. We're not done yet, St. John. We haven't found her yet, but I think that we're definitely going to.